I didn't think a typical Saturday day of grocery shopping would leave anyone in handcuffs. But honestly, nothing is ever really typical when you reside in a neighborhood under the rule of Karen Mitchell, the self-proclaimed monarch of the Oakwood Heights HOA. I should have known that something was not right the moment I caught her dishing out daggers across the produce stand. But I was too preoccupied looking for the perfect avocados for my guacamole to mind. After 45 minutes of walking the aisles back and forth, I finally approached the checkout line. An elderly gentleman ahead of me was slowly counting out exact change, so I had time to scroll through my phone. When he finally finished, I heaved a sigh of relief and started to unload my cart. The young woman, Sarah, her name tag indicated, smiled warmly at me. "Is your day okay so far?" she asked, sweeping a pile of bananas. "Good enough," I replied. Just glad to finally be getting checked out. That line was awful. I was keeping my card handy to swipe it when a yowling, shrill voice pierced the air. "Wait there. Put those down. Those are mine." I turned to see Karen Mitchell zooming toward me, her shopping cart inches from my hip. Her face was flushed with rage as she jabbed a finger in front of my nose. "You cut the line," she spat. "I waited 20 minutes for that line, and you just walked on in." Typical. I blinked, genuinely confused. "I'm sorry, what? I've been waiting in this line for at least 10 minutes. You weren't even close." Karen pushed forward, her eyes narrowing. "Don't act dumb. I know you. You're the new man from Oakwood, the one with the illegal cerulean-colored mailbox." So that's what this was about. I'd gotten a letter from the HOA 2 weeks ago informing me that my mailbox was not up to their color codes. I'd been thinking of painting it this weekend, but apparently that wasn't soon enough for Karen the Conqueror. Sarah, the cashier, attempted to placate her. "Ma'am, I saw him waiting. He was definitely here before you." Karen's head swiveled in her direction. "Apparently you weren't paying attention. I need to speak with your manager. And these groceries," she pointed at the already bagged items, "are mine." Before I was able to react, she reached over the counter and grabbed one of my shopping bags. I instinctively held on, and before I knew it, we were engaged in a good old-fashioned tug-of-war with a bag of bananas and olive oil in the aisle of Harris Teeter. "Let go," I insisted, trying to sound reasonable. "Those are my groceries. I picked them. I brought them here." "He hasn't paid yet," Sarah fretted, "but those are his things." Karen wasn't budging. "I was here first. He can wait at the back of the queue." It was full now. Cell phones were out. Hands were grasping devices, filming. "Hey," I said, trying to stay calm. "I was in the queue. I didn't cut. Take another lane if you need to hurry." "Don't you talk down to me," Karen spat. "I'm the president of the HOA. I can make your life a living nightmare." "I mean, make it more lively than this?" I joked, receiving a bit of chuckling from the onlookers. Her anger boiled over. She yanked on the bag with strength, tearing it open. Apples tumbled out. Eggs cracked. A jar of olive oil exploded, leaving a slick residue on the floor. "Now look what you've done," Karen growled, as if I was to blame. Greg, the manager, rushed over. "What's going on here?" Karen launched immediately into a hysterical reenactment. "This man cut ahead of me and then attacked me when I tried to stop him." I just stood there, mouth agape. "That is not what at all happened," I explained to her. "I was being checked out. She tried to steal my groceries." Greg held up his hands. Okay, let's everybody just calm down." "I am calm," I said. "I just want to pay and leave." Karen, naturally, was far from done. "He's a troublemaker, doesn't follow HOA rules, probably takes guest spots. He's responsible for our property values decreasing." That was when I knew she was completely off her rocker. "Greg," I said, "this is about an HOA issue, not your store." Karen edged closer, waving her handbag and wafting her expensive perfume into my face. A woman standing nearby complained, "Someone ought to call the police." "No need," I interjected quickly. "Let's not make things worse." But Greg was adamant. "Actually, yes. We have a zero-tolerance policy for this sort of thing." "You're calling the police on me?" Karen yelled. "I'll get your job." Greg didn't flinch. "Ma'am, please take a step back." He led me to the second register. That's when Karen came running, literally grabbing my arm, nails sinking into skin. When I pulled my arm free, she slipped on the olive oil and lost balance, grabbing wildly for something to grab onto. She grabbed the other shopping bag. Eggs spilled out. I stretched to grab them, pure reflex. She cracked my wrist with a blow that made me flinch, and the eggs hit the floor. "He hit me!" she shrieked. But the crowd gasped for a different reason, because they'd all seen her slap me. Phones were still rolling. A college-aged guy stepped forward, holding up his phone. "I've got the whole thing. She slapped him." Karen's face went pale, then flushed again. "He provoked me. He threatened me in the parking lot." Just then, 2 police officers entered the store. Greg filled them in. One approached me. "Sir, can you tell me what transpired?" I told them all quietly, pointed out the red mark on my wrist. The other officer questioned Karen. She tried every ruse, name-dropping a police captain, then crying that she was frightened, then claiming it was all a misunderstanding. But the witnesses and their video did the talking. The officer then spoke to me. "Would you like to press assault charges?" I paused and nodded. "Yes, I would." Karen exploded. "You can't be serious. It was just a tap." The officer was firm. "Ma'am, place your hands behind your back." Karen backed away. "This is ridiculous. I'm a respected member of the community." "Ma'am, you're being arrested for assault and disturbing the peace." As the handcuffs clicked into place, the store fell silent. For the first time, Karen Mitchell, the tyrant of our HOA, had nothing to say. "That's a mistake," she yelled as they were leading her out. "I'm going to sue this store. I'm going to sue you." Greg walked me back into the store and re-bagged what had not been ruined and assured that everything would be replaced on the house. "Thanks," I replied, still stunned. As I wheeled my cart out, there were neighbors approaching me, some to sympathize, others to share their own Karen horror stories. 2 weeks subsequent to the tragic event, a special HOA meeting was requested. What was on the agenda? A vote to remove Karen Mitchell from the presidency. It was unanimous. Even Karen's most ardent supporters jumped ship after seeing the viral video. Karen stood up, knocked over her chair, and stormed out of the room. No speech, no apology, only the sound of her designer heels and, for once, her silence.